guys, it's Amanda, and I've been asked a ton of questions when it comes to how to sell on Walmart, how to get started. So today I'm breaking down the top 10 questions that I get asked so I can help you with your journey, and that way you can avoid those costly mistakes and you can have some guidance on how to move forward and really expand your e-commerce business. But before we dive in, please like, subscribe, and please leave a comment down below. It really does help my channel, and I'd really love to create more content that you guys want to know about. So please let me know what you want to learn. So let's go ahead and dive on it. So the first question that I get the most is, do you need an LLC or sole proprietor to get started with Walmart? And yes, you do need either an LLC or a sole proprietor. You do have to have an EIN number, which is what you typically get when you get a sole proprietor or LLC. Either one is fine. I've heard a lot of people get accepted with the sole proprietor. Also, people who have LLCs get approved. So either one, but you do need to have that because your social security number won't work. Like on Amazon, I was able to use my social security number to get started, but that's not the case with Walmart, so you do need that EIN. The second question I get is, can I sell FBA and FBM at the same time? Well, when it comes to Walmart, the terms are WFS, which is the equivalent of FBA, and seller fulfilled is the equivalent of FBM. So yes, you can do both, but you can't do it on the same SKU. I know on Amazon, sometimes I'll have like the same item and have, 3 or 4 listings, but that's not the case with Walmart. Each SKU has its own either Walmart fulfilled or seller fulfilled. So you can do both, absolutely. I love doing toys during Q4, especially as seller fulfilled, but I'm mainly WFS. I send 90% of my inventory through WFS, which is Walmart Fulfillment Services. And that is where I typically send the items to the Walmart warehouse. Then it gets shipped out when the customer purchases it by Walmart. So Walmart has to deal with all those packaging, shipping, and customer returns. So that is why I prefer WFS, but seller fulfilled is also a great option. Number 3, how do we label our items when it comes to WFS? This is my favorite part when it comes to Walmart because it's so easy. Amazon, you have to have a label for each item and cover that over the barcode, and that is not the case with Walmart. You do not need an FNSKU label or anything. You just kind of send it as it is, especially if that barcode is what you use to list that item. So unless you created your own listing or anything like that, you do have to put it on a separate UPC, but most of the time when I scan the item and that's the item that comes up, no sticker is required. I do polybag most items that have, any kind of textured material, like any Squishmallow or plushie or anything like that, any apparel I'll polybag. But if it's like a board game or anything like that, I don't typically polybag those. So it is so simple when it comes to WFS labeling. It's such an easy thing and it's been amazing. I love it. The fourth question I get is, what is the maximum I can send as my first shipment? So the first shipment tends to take a long time. For me, it took about 7-8 weeks before they got to the warehouse to get fully checked in. Because they don't commingle your items, they are actually making space for your inventory, so that's why it takes a lot longer. But after that, it typically takes about 1.5 weeks or 2 weeks for my items. And that's because I'm either shipping them out from Washington or Oregon, and they're going all the way to Atlanta. So that's why my items take so long. But if you're more on the East Coast, it definitely takes a lot shorter. And it also depends on where you're shipping from and where they're going to. But typically after that first batch, it takes about 1 to 2 weeks. And is there a maximum quantity? No, there's not. But as a new seller, you are only a maximum of 10,000 SKUs. So you do want to be mindful of that. And you don't want to scale too quickly, too fast, because that could be triggering for Walmart and they may not like that. So don't send too much too quickly. Also, when it comes to shipment, people ask me about the weight. Can you go over 50 pounds? And yes, you technically can. Walmart doesn't have a maximum of 50 pounds like Amazon does. However, the carrier does charge you more if it's over 50 pounds, simply because after 50 pounds, it is considered a team lift and they need more people to lift that box. So they will charge you a lot more. So Walmart won't charge you, but FedEx, UPS, or Post Office will charge you a lot more. So I always stay at that 48-pound mark just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. So that is what I also suggest. The fifth question is, what is the best category to sell in? And I love selling in toys and grocery. Those are my number 2 items that I love selling in. They do really well. Everyone will buy toys, especially during Q4. and holidays and everything like that. So I do like the toy section. However, it has more competition. There are a lot of people selling in that category. So take that as you will, but my items still do sell and they don't typically tank either, which is so nice. Hey, I am now offering one-on-one coaching. So if you want to have some one-on-one time with me, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, I am now available, and check out the link below to check out my schedule and book that. I can help you with anything with Walmart, when it comes to adding items into your inventory, or walking you through your first WFS shipment, or just learning how to source. I'm available and would love to help you on your journey, so let's connect. The sixth question that I get is Walmart good for sellers who have no experience? And unfortunately, no. Walmart is not good for new sellers. Walmart wants sellers who are experienced. That's why they require a storefront when you first apply. The storefront really kind of tells Walmart that you know what you're doing, you're seasoned, and just know how that process works. Walmart is still pretty new when it comes to having third-party sellers, and so there's so many glitches, there's things that go wrong, there's so much up and coming, and so they want people who are able to adapt and know that process. And that's why I would really recommend starting on Amazon, eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, any of those other platforms, just to see if you like reselling. Because if you started with Walmart, you would hate it. And I don't want that. So definitely not good for people who have zero experience. And the seventh question I get most common is, does Walmart have a seller app like Amazon does? And the answer is no, not really. They have a beta testing app. I finally got approved. If you know me, I've been waiting to get approved for months. I feel like everyone in the space got approved before I did, but no hard feelings. But you do have to apply and get approved to get through the beta testing app. It's a great app. I love it because it's easy to look at the sales, but it's now currently April. I honestly think by June it'll be open for everybody. That's just my own personal feelings. No one's ever come out and said that, but I do feel like in a couple months it will be available for everybody. And so that's what I'm hoping for, because there's a lot of changes, a lot of up and coming, and so I'm just excited, and I do hope it comes out soon for everybody. So as of today, no, but I don't think that'll last very long. The eighth question I get a lot are, what softwares do I use? And there are so many softwares out there right now when it comes to helping you with Walmart. I like using the free Walmart app, the typical normal Walmart app. You can do that with the Walmart Plus if you want. I don't. I use it for the scanning ability. I use it just to scan the barcode to see where the price is at and if Walmart's on the listing and all that. I do like using that, and it's free. The second one that I use is Martyr. It is a paid subscription, and so I love it because I get to scan the item, and it then tells me who's on the listing, at what price, and it tells me how much they have in stock, and I'm able to add it to my buy list. So then when I go home, I'm able to easily add it into my inventory. And so I love Martyr because it is so easy, it works, and I feel like it's accurate in my opinion. And if you want to check it out, please check out the link below where you can check it out. You can have a free trial and everything. I do personally like Martyr. It works. It makes my life so smooth as I do retail arbitrage. And I also use Keepa. I use Keepa to really determine sales velocity of an item. If I scan an item and there's no reviews on it, and I'm not sure this item would sell on Walmart, I will then pull up Keepa to see the sales velocity on Amazon, because I'm going to apply, if it sells well on Amazon, it'll sell well on Walmart. So if it's selling 300 times a month on Amazon, I'm definitely going to want to apply it and put it up and list it on Walmart. And then you can kind of test it out to see, okay, maybe I'll do a seller fulfilled just to see if it sells, or you can just kind of take that risk and gamble and send it straight to WFS and see if that works. So those are the main softwares that I use for Walmart. The ninth question is, are there a lot of returns when it comes to Walmart? And I recently read that 90% of people in the United States are 10 minutes from a Walmart. So because Walmart is so accessible, the returns are crazy. Yes, they are crazy. They are more than Amazon, simply because when you're returning something to Amazon, you have to go to the post office or UPS store, which for me, that is like a 20-minute drive. And so it's harder for me to return something to Amazon versus my Walmart, which is 3 seconds away. And so because it's more convenient to return to Walmart, there are a lot more returns on Walmart. So that is the territory with it. I only had a lot of returns during Q4 because people changed their mind, which is pretty normal. But during every day to day, I probably have maybe a 3% return rate. So my rates aren't very high, but they do happen. So the 10th final question that I get is, how do I keep up with everything going on with Walmart? Walmart changes consistently. It changes daily. And Walmart is very glitchy at times. There are things that go wrong. There are things that happen, and you're not sure how to keep up with that. And honestly, the best way is having a community. And I'm so happy that I just launched my Walmart Flipping Masterclass 2.0, where I updated all of my videos, and I updated everything and included more information in there. I added how to find a virtual assistant if you're ready for that. And I added how to find a prep center. So I added more advanced techniques. I also have in there how to apply and how to appeal your denial, because chances are you'll get denied the first time, because I did and most people do. So I walk you step by step. Plus, this course isn't just taking a course and being done. I have a Discord where I'm in there all the time answering questions, going through and helping other people celebrate their wins, answering questions, and really building this community. Plus, we go live weekly. Every Thursday, 7 Eastern Standard Time, we go live and we come and hang out. I have something prepared where I'm going through something that's updated, changed, or we just kind of just chit chat and I answer questions that people are going through, like what's the current pain point, And so that is how it's best to stay updated, is being part of a community. And I'd love to have you part of it. So please check out the link below where you can get access to the Walmart Flipping Masterclass. And if you want a code to get some money off, do Amanda50 and you'll get $50 off for that purchase. So please take advantage of that coupon. It won't be forever. And so I'm just really excited about that course. I put a lot of time and effort and it's just great. I love it. And a lot of people are having success with it. I just want to helping in any way that I can when it comes to everyone building their own e-commerce business. Well, that's it for me today. And I just wanted to jump in and answer these top 10 questions because I think they're so important to get you started on your journey. And if you have any questions that I didn't answer, please drop the question down below and I'd be happy to answer them in the comments. And please like, subscribe. It really does help my channel. So please reach out and let's connect.